Nigeria is a contraption. Some people just put it together and they keep administering it to their own advantage. So let's see what we can do this time around. Well, my name is Kayode Ojo. I'm from Ikoroekiti in the central part of the state. As you all know, went to FGC Doani with you guys. And when I left FGC Doani, I went to FUTA in Akure. Studied materials and metallurgical. After leaving FUTA, of course, I went to work. I worked mostly in the oil and gas sector. And that's where I got my 3 years before I started my own business, which was also the oil and gas business. And from oil and gas business, of course, I ventured into engineering, which serves both the oil and gas and also the infrastructure area. So from there, doing engineering, designing work, consulting, I moved from there. I never left anyway. I still have my business, but I started in the construction part of it. So I have an engineer, I have a consulting, and I have a construction part of the business. And of course, with time, I invested a bit in a few oil facilities and stuff. Then I have some businesses also in the US. Some companies over there that I work with. So that's more about my educational background and my work background. But over the years, I've gathered a lot of experience, of course, working both in Nigeria, outside Nigeria, traveling abroad, attending courses, relating with different captains of industry. So now, over the years, politically, I never ever imagined that somebody like myself would ever be near politics, because I detested politicians because they lie. I never know when somebody is telling the truth and everything. So it was a no-go area for me. I drew that boundary that I cannot join this. Let them be doing. And but having looked at the way Nigeria was always sliding, from one governance to the other, from one governor to the other, the presidency and everything. And I can't seem to find any improvement, any major improvement. I was encouraged when Obasanjo became president in, was that 99?
Yes.
Yeah, 99, and he ran through 2003 up until 2007. There was a bit of small progress, but I knew that progress was still not enough. That was cosmetic. But at that time, I said, okay, no. But as Obasanjo left, Yar'Adua came in, did some things, wasn't too well, died. Good luck came in. Good luck Jonathan came in, and that was when I started having this nostalgic feeling that, what the heck is wrong with us? What does it take to actually lead? This is not just to draw programs, get various experts, people of opinion come together and get people to come and implement it, and you should pretend over it. So I thought that, of course, that we could do a lot better. So I started getting a little bit political. And in 2011, when a friend of mine ran for governor in Bauchi State, that was my first involvement in real partisan politics. And I decided to support him. In fact, I was his biggest financier, and everything, let him get there. But eventually, they rigged him out of that election. It gave me an idea of how things work. And I continued to look at it. Then, unfortunately, my dad died in 2016. When my dad passed away, I went to Ekiti. I was going to Ekiti, but maybe once or twice a year, or sometimes 3 times a year. I didn't participate in anything political. But when my dad passed away, I went to Ekiti. So he afforded me the opportunity, to really look at things in a different perspective. And I was wondering, why is this place still like this? When we were in Idoani, every Christmas, every holiday, my dad would force us to come home. He would take us to Ekiti and all those. Then, when he now passed away, I went around the town, I looked at it, and I'm like, this place has not changed since that time. In fact, it's worse. So that was actually what gave me that inspiration that, come on, I think it's time to let's even do this. Let's even go into those politics and try to see what we can change here, how we can actually grow this. Because all I see is opportunity. And those opportunities are just left on the table. Nobody is doing anything. And I said, okay, I was going to run for office. That was I delved on that in 2017. I decided I was going to run for office. In fact, when I told some of my family members, they were just laughing. They said, you? How? Do you know anybody? I said, well, I don't have to know anyone, but I will get to know them. Then, of course, I started from one thing to one thing. All the politicians, they were just laughing at me. They thought I was a joke. But because of the past experience I've had working in the oil and gas industry, past experience of running businesses, I understand planning. That when you plan, you sit, you follow your program religiously, and then you'll be able to talk to people that this thing is working. And we worked very hard. Of course, at the end of the day, they manipulated everything out at the end of the day, but I was there to win, but I learned. Then I said, okay, no problem. Let it go. God willing, there will be another 4 years, depending on how I feel, then I will go back in and make sure that we win this time around. And then we can start pulling people together so that we can honestly sit down and look at what we have, look at all the people we have, bring everybody together and see what we can do. So that for once in our life, most of you guys are abroad. I mean, you see how, real cities, how real countries are being run. You understand? I still believe a lot of people don't have hope in Nigeria. I won't lie to you. They believe it's a hopeless situation that no matter what you do, you can't get it done. So I believe that I'm of the school of thought that our case is not irredeemable, that we actually can get some things done. We can make things happen. But one thing I understand is that it's going to take a lot of effort, and it's going to take effort of everyone. Whether you are in London, you are in Hamburg, and New York, you are in Korea, wherever, we all eventually will need to come together to see how we can, number one, salvage our state, and then from there take it to the Nigeria asset. So I believe that all this is possible, but it's going to take a lot of, which I, as an individual, have dedicated my life to. I'm ready to put in that shape. Make sure that this time around is not like all this cosmetic. What we have in Nigeria today, governance is just cosmetic arrangement. Nobody is really, really, really putting that effort that really need to grind it out because of our situation. Because if you look at us today, people make that mistake. They think Nigeria is a rich country. We're a freaking poor country the way we are currently set. We're a very poor country. I was explaining to somebody, I'm not an economist like you people, Ade and Co. I was looking at between Donald Trump and Joe Biden, how much they've spent in the last 1 year in the United States. By my rough calculation, it looks like Nigeria's budget for a century. 100 years. They spent it within 1 year there. So can we tell ourselves that what we have financially? So it means we need to go down to develop our God-given resources and opportunities and turn it to cash so that we can build our infrastructure and then attract investors to come from everywhere. The number one investors are all of you that you are out there. You don't have to be a billionaire or thousandaire to do something back home. No. Every little bits and pieces add up. That's what we need. When we commit that, then the others can start coming in. So basically, this is what is driving me. I've always told people it's not about faith. It's not about money. It's not about house. It's not about car. It's not about anything. Even though I don't live abroad like all of you, I have homes there abroad. You know, I could have run out of Nigeria to go and live in America, live in Europe, live everywhere. You understand? But that's just not me. I just believe that we just need to tap into the intellectuals, the people here, the people out there, and then we can fix this country. So basically, that's my philosophy. Generally, what drives me as an individual is the common good to a fellow man. I'm always happier when I make somebody else happy. That's me. That's me. Let's remove politics. And I've done that all my life, you know, with people who work with me, my neighbors, citizens, brothers, family, everything. So that drives me. On the general front, what is driving me presently, I will tell you now, is the fact that I have done my research, I've looked at it across the entire globe. I have not seen one country, any single country, predominantly black race, that is successful. That eats me up from inside out. And I know that these things are not that difficult, that we can create a society that will thrive economically, whereby the people will be prosperous, and then we can reduce poverty to the barest minimum. So this is what is driving me politically to go to politics, to see that if we start from Ekiti, we can actually start from Ekiti. Because any area where nothing is happening, to me, means there's a lot of opportunity. Tap into the opportunity, bring it up, and then turn it to something that will be astonishing. Everybody will, wow, so basically, that is driving me on the political front. It is not fame, it is not money, it is not what I get, what I bring. And as for the media side of it, media has a lot of role to play. Social media, conventional media, you know, the more everything is disseminated, the more the people are aware of me and what I stand for. And the more the people start to rationalize, to say, well, look, this is a new order. I've never been part of the original political order in Ekiti from 1999 to now. I'm completely new. I've not held any government position. I have not collected any government contract. I have not asked for one. All I have done in the state is to contribute, even to the government of the state, also to the people directly. That's all I have done. And the media is a powerful tool for dissemination of my attributes and what I bring to the table in Ekiti. So media is very powerful. And I know Ekiti people are as rural as we are, because we're still a rural state. I'm telling you, that woman selling fish in the market, you will be surprised. Have fantastic control of Facebook. They can post, they can do all those things. You'll be shocked, but even more than you guys that are elites that you are in town, they have control of all those things. So it's a powerful tool. And majority of the populace know how to use this thing. So that's where the media angle is. It's a very, very, very important tool that can help this arrangement. Thank you. Our biggest resource is the people.
Okay.
You know, I've met with the people, both semi-educated, even illiterate. You can see inside them that inherent capacity, you know, to do something. So that is number one. Number two, we have everything from We have everything from granite to limestone to forestry wood to a lot of solid minerals that we have there, which we can tap into. I know those are not easy to tap into on a basis. You need resources. But one of the biggest potential that I see in Ekiti right now is actually tourism. You understand? Bring people into Ekiti. And to be honest with you, the present government have started to break the ice by trying to build an airport. A lot of people disagree with that. They think it's a white elephant. It is not. It is a catalyst that we need, you understand, to expand, to open up our space to people coming in. Because presently, as we speak today, the only time somebody who will follow you take it is when you are doing your fun, when you are doing funeral. Okay, now let me now tell you, I did a study while running for office in 2018, which is to study the idea of building a new airport vis-a-vis working with Akure and building maybe a direct route from that airport straight to, not even following the existing road that is bad. I did a study. I realized that the cost of doing both is almost the same. It's almost the same. Because I thought about it at Akure Airport, 45 minutes, 1 hour to Ekiti. After all, if I leave my office in VI before I get to Murtala Mohammed, it's probably an hour. You understand? So I thought about it, but I now realize that the cost is almost the same. And that because we continue to have federal government that is not paying attention to that, of course, we can leverage on it. They said if I wanted to, since I was a child, I've been going through that road, Akure to Ekere. It has never been good. You know about it.
Yes.
So, and I've said, okay, if the cost is roughly about the same, for, everything you do, even in business, right, there are some things you do that because of the significance of the name, that is better for you to go that way. So I thought that the significance of actually having an airport in Ado-Ekiti, inside Ekiti, actually makes a little bit more sense. In the fact that if I go to New York, I talk to, let's say, Michael Bloomberg, and I say, Mr. Bloomberg, come and give me, I need you to come and sponsor Ado-Ekiti downtown project. I need $1.5 billion of your money. Okay? And I want you to go. And he said, okay, where is that? He looks it up on the map. He can't even find an airport there. He said, where is the state? I don't see airport. I only see one in Akure. But if I have an airport, I said, please fly in your jet, come to Ekiti. It lands in Ado-Ekiti rather than Akure that he has to. It lands in Ado-Ekiti. It's right inside of the town. I might be able to get a little bit more of his attention. And now, for you to know how it serves the ordinary people. It serves the ordinary people because the more traffic I'm able to even drive into that town, those people are going to spend their money in Ekiti anyway. So they stay in the hotel, they're going to eat, they'll buy petrol, they'll do all those things. So the trickle-down effect actually over time, may not be immediate, over time, we actually help the common man. And along that axis, along the airport axis, of course, there'll be other developments, a lot of things that is going to be attracted to that area. So I think I've thought it through because I'm a development guy. That's what I do. I'm an infrastructure person. I cost it, I do studies, I do all those things. So before I get into like anything project, I look at the cost vis-a-vis, the impact that it's going to make. And I realized that building that airport actually will help us a lot. Only, there's a caveat, only if we have a focused government that is ready to continue other side of the development, not just build an airport like what they do, White Elephant, and everybody is gone. And on that tourism part, one of the aspects that I'm focusing on is to make Ekiti like the Dubai of Nigeria, which is in terms of real estate, whereby you have every rich man in Nigeria, you have your holiday home in Ekiti. You understand? Great, nice area whereby I can go to Aliko and say, Aliko, come and do come and build your house here. I mean, anytime you want to, like, you fly to Ekiti, you stay there on top of the hill there. You understand? You can fly in your plane. We'll give you parking for free. All those things just to drive the traffic. You know, we will have to actually radicalize our way out of this development. We'll have to think not out of the box. We have to think like in a crazy manner, things that people have never even imagined. That's what we have to do. If we don't do that, we can't get anywhere. We can't. We cannot do things. We're not Lagos. That everybody's already here. Electricity is key. But right now in Ekiti, even Ekiti as of today, our total requirements is not even up to 10 megawatts. Our consumption needs right now. But we don't even have it. We don't have it. Talk less of projecting for when we'll start to industrialize the state, which we have to do anyway. So you see the way the power arrangement in Nigeria as of today is very, very complex. The way they've done it, because it is currently under, I think, Benin Electricity Distribution Company. Those are the people that are supplying us power right now. And they don't prioritize us. You know why? Because they know that we don't have money, we don't have industries. The revenue they're getting from Ekiti is next to nothing compared to the other locations where they cover. So as a business person, you will focus on where you get more money. You understand? So now, the solution, number one, there's some part of Ekiti, especially in the Ekiti southern area, that they've not had power for years. Not blink up to today. None, zero. So the way to solve that problem, of course, will be number one in the short term is to engage with these people, with this Benin Electricity Company, to look at the basic infrastructure they have and see how we can help them. How we can help them to improve in what they have so that they can start shipping power out to us in Egypt. We have to get engaged with that, because power infrastructure is not something you build overnight, even if we want to start building an IPP and everything. But on the long run, we'll have to figure out how to work with the some kind of investors to have an IPP that will supply power to all the critical area of the state. For example, the one that Afe Babalola just commissioned in Afe Babalola University, although I have not really delved into detail to study it to see what exactly they've done, what kind of IPP is it, I don't know. But I've designated some people to interface with Afe Babalola University and find out exactly what they have done. If they have like additional capacity, yes, we can also put some money in there and expand it. So we can give Ado-Ekiti and Environ more power from there. They can sell to the grid. So these are part of it. But on the long run, this is the plan on the long run. The plan is to work with NGC and the Ministry of Power, Nigerian Gas Company, is to bring a gas pipeline from Ajaokuta. Ajaokuta is the central node for most of the gas distribution network. I designed this pipeline they are building, this Ajaokuta, Abuja, Kaduna, Kano pipeline. I designed it. So I know everything. I designed a major power plant even for Ajaokuta and all the terminal gas stations along the line. So I know about it. Now, is to take a node from Ajaokuta to Omo. Omo is very close to Ajaokuta. We have a gas pipeline that goes there. Then we build a CPF, a central processing facility in Omo, with which we can distribute gas to most of the major industrial hubs that we're going to create. Then we'll have a major power plant there, a gas-fired power plant. That's but that's on a long-term basis. It's not something that we're going to say we can do in 6 months. It's impossible. You understand? But it's part of what we have listed there in the plan that we need to carry. But in the interim, the first thing we must do, we must put light in people's homes. If we have to work with Afe Babalola, so be it. If we have to work with the electricity distribution company to see what exactly is their problem, maybe we have to guarantee offtake, maybe we have to do something to make it attractive for them to ship to us more power, then for them to also look into studying the grid and removing all the bottlenecks so that we can have more power shipped to various homes. And at the same time, of course, we must make sure that we must get the people also to pay for the power they consume. Because if you don't pay, if the people don't make their money, nothing's going to happen. So that is the plan that we have. But as time goes on, we'll see much more details about power. But I know for sure that we cannot get anywhere without power problem. But if we also rely on leaving these companies and the federal government to take it, we will remain where we are. I intend to put light in all those places where there's no light at all. In that place, within 3 months, whatever it takes, especially in all those days, John, and all those area axes, is to make sure that they have power. I'm aware of all these issues, and we are already putting a plan in place. We're putting a plan in place that will check all these economic leakage. Even if it's 10,000 naira we get from that, it's additional money to do something for the people. So I'm very, very up to date on those agricultural issues, because I have somebody who is even working presently with the governor as SA on agri and food security, and brings me on daily basis what is going on in that sector also. If we want to support Benin Electricity Distribution Company, we have to put money on the table, serious money. If we don't, they will just be telling us story. So we need every penny we can get and put it judiciously so that the return can come back, to the state. So we will do everything, because it's going to be a serious government. It's not all this cosmetic. I'm not interested in cosmetic governance. I'd rather stay in my office than do that. I want people to come from the United States to come into Ekiti for tourism. I want them to fly in and spend their dollars and their euros. So I don't want them to be seeing cows, and if they want to see cows, they go to the zoo or a ranch and see a cow or something. So we're going to put a policy in place which will be effectively and seriously pursued. Any animal, you have to have a cage in your home for your animal, because we can't still tell everybody you take it to. We will not allow it. We will give a notice. We'll give a notice as we're coming into governance, give them a notice, maybe it's 3 months, that please go and build a pen or whatever. We will not allow your animals to roam this. We're going to do landscaping, we're going to do all those things. I want our streets to look at where you are. That's what I want it to look like. Where you have green lawn, you have trees, you have everything, decent neighborhood. All those wastes everywhere will be a thing of the past. And we'll commercialize all those things and we make it work. So therefore, herdsmen issue will be tackled with robust security arrangement. Anything we're going to build, security will be built into it. If we're designing, let's say, a road now, we'll design it with security in mind. If we're designing a building, we'll design it with security in mind. And then, of course, we'll strengthen this Amotekun that they have started. We'll strengthen it to make them much more effective so that they can be patrolling the areas. Then, of course, we're going to invest a lot on security, because where we want to go, we also cannot achieve it if we do not have it secured. But luckily, as of today, even though we have all this incursion, it is still not very bad. But we will, as a matter of priority, work hard to make sure that it becomes very, very safe. But nobody's going to show up if you think you're going to be kidnapped. Next, going to the market, or is it foreigner that will not show up? But that we're definitely going to work on it. I have a template I'm already working on, developing with some Israelis that I've worked with for many years on marine security, all those things. So we're putting all of that together to see how we can kind of encircle the whole states, and then build like what we have, a rapid, rapid command and control center in all the zones whereby we can scramble choppers and everything. That's why I said we need a lot of money, but we have to do something serious if we want to change the narrative. So that is definitely going to happen under my own leadership. No doubt about it. Because it's a serious thing. What I want to do, I want to ensure, I want people to know that these things we can do. It just takes leadership, it just takes focus, commitment, and sense of purpose. So I believe our Ekiti going from 2022 to 2026, what you're going to have about Ekiti is that go and check out Ekiti. You will enjoy it. Absolutely. If I'm there 4 years and there's no change from 2022 to 2026, what am I talking about? That means it's not going to change in another 20 years. Okay, on the funny issue, no one person can own the entire election by yourself. Even if you're a legal, you can't all your money and throw into it. However, the way it's structured is that, of course, I will reach out to people to support, especially the primary stage, for people to come in and support and everything. After primary, of course, you get funding from left, right, and center. But up until the primary, I will still reach out to the people to support me. But it doesn't mean I cannot fund it by myself. Okay? I won't rely on people to come and fund me, because that's a recipe for failure. But if they don't show up, you are left in limbo. So that's absolutely I can do, no doubt about it. But of course, I'm going to seek for people, because what I understand about, when everybody put their skin in the game, when you put your resources, then you own the campaign. Then you don't take it you don't take it with levity. So you put in a lot. I've even told all the local people in the city. I said that, look, I have the money, so I don't have, but I want your money. So that tomorrow you will not go to candidate B, because when you already put your money, you will not want to lose that money. You understand? So that is the plan, actually. The plan is to raise some money from left, right, and center and see whatever I can add to what I have. Then, of course, if I don't get any money, which, of course, is not what I definitely, it's not an issue. General election, Congress. A lot of people, they are doubting Thomas. So when the doubt is gone, they will show up. Even some of my friends that I know very well. You understand? I know they have the capacity to throw in some cash. So then to measure the performance, if by 2026, you are in Ekiti, and you cannot say, wow, this place is better than how it was in 2022, then I will have failed. That one is not even on infrastructure, visible ones. You understand? Even governance, the arrangement of governance, professionalizing the governance of Ekiti, from civil service reform to our processes, like moving our procurement to online procurement, doing things in a manner that is transparent and more inclusive. You don't need lens, you don't need a microscope, or what do we call it? They even see that nothing has changed. Even when you go to our state secretariat alone, in 2 years, a year, 2 years, you should be able to tell, wow, this place, I can see that things have changed. So basically, and also general improvement in the life of.
Yeah.
You understand? If at the end of by 2026, you cannot measure that, me that I'm sitting here, I will dust my bag and carry my bag and say, sorry. That's it. That's the way I want to run governance. It's like, it's a leader of a team.
Yeah.
And that team, we have all equal stakes. It's just that you are the only one that has the authority, the approving authority. That's all. But when you come and say, look, this, and we sit down and we agree that, okay, this is the right thing to do. So we all win together and otherwise together. You know, so that is what I'm going for. I'm not going for, that's why I keep repeating. I'm not going for all those governor show that they, no, I'm not interested in that. I want us to build that place. Yeah. Let's build this country. For once, what does it take to build roads? Anybody that is in the US there, that's in Houston around, Sugar Land was built in my face. I was there. I was spending a lot of time in Houston. I go there when they started. I saw it in my eyes. In a few years, it was built. If you guys don't know, you know, my wife is a German. I'm married to a German. My family lives in Hamburg. I'm even going to Hamburg tomorrow. I'm always in Hamburg. I'm in Hamburg every 6 weeks. You understand? Mm-hmm. Hamburg, their budget this year, there are 1.8 million people in Hamburg. Yeah. Their budget this year is 18 billion euros. You understand? So you see, every time I go there, I'm reminded of our failure.
Yeah.
You understand? I'm reminded of our failure. I've commissioned like a preliminary master plan for the state.
That's good.
In fact, I've commissioned, in fact, it's been done even guy here with collaboration of my team in London. They're doing it with the local. So what I've envisaged is to have like a concentric road around the states. You understand? Those roads, I even want to tap into all those people going to Abuja, let them drive and pass it. Exactly. Everything has to be something that brings money. The point is, we'll have that master plan. When I have like a template, I will even a forum like this, we share it with you, you put your input. The point is, I've always told them in Ekiti that our development is based on what now? Tell me. Where's the plan? So, but now I understand because I've been pushing master plan that they're trying to award a contract for a consultant now to generate a master plan. I'm aware now. Well, the point is, I do have an idea of how much we owe. One of the good things that the current governor has done is that they've actually prepared a financial situation like an audit of the state, which shows the debt profile, everything. They released it not a couple of months ago. I have it. I've studied it, and that actually makes a lot of sense because now we can see where we are. So we know where we are. There's no way the debt profile will not affect anybody that's going to govern the state. They're actually in red. There's anything below red right now. You know, that's where we are. So it means that even the money the loan that they've acquired, you know, will continue to be deducted from whatever is the revenue that is coming from the Abuja, you know, to the state for the next foreseeable future.
Wow.
So what that tells us is that we cannot rely on that money coming from Abuja. We got to go find money to build. As of today, the allocation from Abuja to Ekiti is not up to 3 billion naira. So now tell me, and we have 62,000 workers, civil servants, including all the local government employees. At 30,000 naira per head on the average, the wage bill is 1,860 million naira. So it shows there's nothing on the table. There's absolutely nothing to fund any capital project. There's nothing. So we're starting from the scratch, my brother. We have to figure out where all the idle cash in the world is. We have to bring it to. There's no money. There's no money there right now as we speak. There's no money, except of course, Nigeria somehow the federal government is able to find some kind of revenue somewhere, and there's none. Because number one, Nigerian federal government has borrowed so much, we're servicing a lot of debts. So that has reduced significantly the amount of money that is available to share. That's why you see them devaluing the naira all the time, so they can have more volume of naira to share to the states. But it's counterproductive, because the more you devalue the naira, the more everything gets expensive. You have to spend more on everything. So that value you are getting makes no sense. So this is where we are. That's why I'm saying that going then, if you want to be a governor of a state like Ekiti, and you are not willing to sacrifice and think out of the box and look for alternative source of funding of the state without necessarily plunging the state further into debt, then you're not ready. You can't do it. It's not possible. Except you just want to go there, gallivant like the other person, not pay salaries, just get out. That's why we have to have civil service reforms. The civil servant takes almost 80 to 85% of all the revenue that comes to the state. Anyway, guys, I just want to thank you guys for, at least for your time. I know you guys out there, your time is clockwork. You're always very busy. You have what to do, work. Not like here that we have a little bit of extra and relaxed time. Everything is like a military. It's regimented. You have to be here at a certain time and move. I mean, like I said, I'm not divorced from Europe, so I'm also European by some arrangements. My kids are European. So what am I saying? Is that I really appreciate all of you, and I want all of you to understand that this is not Kayode Ojo's campaign. This is a campaign for all of us. Save our state, by extension, trying to take Nigeria out of the brink. If we all come together, we're stronger than most of these people. Some people ask me, oh, how do you expect to navigate this politically? One day squeeze you. I said, come on, guys. Guys, I've rolled with most of these politicians now. I know them. They're not as smart as us. I'm telling you for a fact. The only thing is that they've been in the system, they've muzzled the system, but what you do every day, you know, most of them can't even survive what you do. They can't get it done. I've mixed with them. I've sat down with them. I've seen them up close. If all of us come together and we work, there's no election we cannot win in this country, even presidency. Believe me. So I will just implore all of you, talk to more people, mostly of Ekiti extract, and let us all come together, watch this one, to put everything together, and let's see, and let's push and take that state, and let's make that state the model for other states in this country. God will help us all. Thank you.